and about my mid-20s, I guess. That's when UFC started really coming out big, and I saw these dudes in the cage. You know, you see boxing, you see there's martial arts competitions, and you see this stuff. But you know, I was watching TV, and I saw these guys in the cage, and they were just going. And I was like, "What is that?" I was literally amazed, man. You know, my friends and my family thought I lost my mind, but I was like, "Man, I'm doing that." You know, I did a lot of martial arts tournaments. I was really good at fighting, but the thing is that your speed could help you win. And in a real fight, somebody could take your hit, take your speed, and return and still win the fight. So I wanted to know that if I won, I really won. You know what I mean? So like, you know, hey, I might be faster than him. That don't mean I will win this fight in a real fight. You know what I mean? So I want to know what's the truth. I wanted to know pound for pound that if I won the fight, I was the best in there, and that's what the Octagon gave to me.
Okay, that's a beautiful thing. Now, tell the people where you from, because people want to know where you from originally.
Oh, I'm from DC, baby. I'm right here. Yeah, this is home, man. Born and raised Northwest Museum Square apartment. So, yeah, man, I'm right here.
Uptown, okay.
That's the big homie. For the ladies out there, are you involved with somebody? Are you single?
You know, via my career, I try to keep my personal life, you know, a little separate. So I'll leave that one to mystery. Keep my personal life, you know, out of the picture.
That's a safe answer. That's definitely a safe answer. I'm gonna let Lynx take over, ask a few questions that he had for you.
Well, from a sports standpoint, you know, most people basketball, football, baseball, even. You know, you got some boxing fans out there. There, even now, there isn't a humongous, widespread knowledge about MMA outside of those people that are really into it. It's like, you know, if you're in the chess, you into it, or if you're in the ballet, it's like one of those things. What do you think that can be done to broaden the appeal, or do you think it's where it needs to be?
I think it's on the way, man. Right now, MMA is literally the fastest growing sport in the world. Really? And that says a lot, because it's not even the fastest growing sport in America. It's the fastest growing sport in the world. So, I mean, there aren't many other sports that have been able to do that. It took, you know, boxing. I mean, think about how long boxing has been out. You know what I mean? For boxing to be where it's at. And we're the fastest growing sport in the world. And we've really hit the scenes, you know, I don't know, you know, 10 or so years ago. So for us not to have been here that long, and for us to already be standing where we're standing, rivaling boxing. If there's a huge pay-per-view fight for MMA, there's a huge pay-per-view fight for boxing. You know, MMA will pull the same numbers now, and boxing's been out for decades longer than us. So I think we're definitely making moves.
Okay, so you had, how long was your amateur career prior to getting into turning pro?
My amateur career wasn't that long, man. I was my fights were first round TKOs, and so about a year, I guess. And so one of the promoters for Shogun Fights, he saw my clip, and they had an opponent for me to go pro. And as soon as they said, "Hey, man, you want to go pro?" I actually was already booked for another amateur fight, and it was actually a title fight. But they said, "Hey, man, you got a shot to go pro, but you can't take that amateur title fight." And I said, "Man, the hell with the amateur title fight." You know,
there is something about that word pro.
I'll go pro, man. You know, yeah. The biggest thing about the word pro is the check. So,
okay.
Yeah, you get paid once you go pro. Amateur, not so much. Okay. You can get sponsors, but you don't get paid to fight.
Okay. Speaking of bread, you know, a lot of people would probably wonder if they're going to get in the cage and try to tear somebody's head off while avoiding getting their head tore off. Is it lucrative enough?
It just depends, man. It depends on your road. You know, you got to be smart about it. You know, MMA, along with even starting off as a boxer, you have to understand that it has to be treated like a business as well as, you know, you being a fighter. So, you know, even myself, when I have a fight coming up, I don't just I don't just fight and that's it. I mean, I get paid to fight, but I look for sponsors. You know, I promote myself. You know, I'm here. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you got to treat it as a business. You got to promote yourself. You got to look for sponsors so you get extra checks on top of it. You know, your fans are that's your money. You know, if the promoter knows that you're gonna put butts in seats, you know, then you can ask more in the contract, and they know you're gonna put butts in seats, and so they'll give you more of what you're asking for. So as long as you treat it like a business and understand that side of it, then it can be lucrative. If you're just a raw fighter and you'll just, you know, go with the flow and just want, you could be the greatest fighter in the world, but if you don't promote and put butts in seats, it means nothing. You know, your career will be short. You won't financially be stable.
And sponsorship is definitely a good thing.
Yeah, definitely.
So I mean, are you still looking for new sponsors, or are you?
I'm always looking for sponsors, man.
I mean, can you ever have too many?
No, sir.
I mean, the reason I ask is because, you know, uniform wise and stuff, there's only so much room to plant logos and catchphrases and stuff. But is that always necessary?
Oh man, I got a big banner and plenty of room on my T-shirts, man. And
okay, so all you sponsors out there, you heard it from Dameron first that he has room on his banner. Yeah, I got for some more space.
Plenty of room.
And Mass Magazine and Mass Radio has plenty of space. That's indeed. So you turned pro what, April of 2013?
Yeah, April of 2013 is when I went pro. And it was a fight that we went all 3 rounds. We battled, man, and it went to the judges, and the other guy pulled it off. You know, just on points. But it was neck to neck. It was a good fight, formidable opponent. I'd love to see him again, actually.
Oh, would you? Okay. They I interviewed you the other day for the magazine, actually, and we were talking about as far as being a moving and shaking, things coming up. You also said that you got the entrepreneurial bug. So what's going on with Dameron Kirby, the businessman outside the cage?
I'm doing a little bit of everything, man. I got a business where I do electronic payment. I'm getting involved with some other business endeavors as well. The contracts aren't, you know, the ink hasn't dried yet, so I'll wait till the ink dries on those. Always looking for sponsors, making moves there. Yeah, I do training. You know, I'm in a little bit of everything, man. As you said, I'm starting to do some acting stuff, getting that on. You know, so whatever I can get my hands into, man. I'm not a 9-to-5er. That doesn't fit me. You know, that's not my stilo.
Movers and shakers.
Yeah, yes, sir. You know, not 9-to-5 will make you a living, but that after hours will make you a fortune. So I'm looking for a fortune.
Okay. I mean, anything specific that we should be looking out for? Well, I mean, what's going on with the setting up of gyms, or is that something you see?
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm looking to brand myself now, you know, and so make a name for myself in the cage, you know, and once I get a good following, brand myself, I'm looking at possibly opening up, you know, a gym myself and going from there. So, and actually, let me not say possibly, I'm definitely doing that. You know, just, you know, making sure that the brand is as solid as I need it to be. Before I make that move, so I probably got, you know, 2 or 3 more years in the cage, finish branding myself, putting it where I need to be, and then moving on from there.
Okay. Are you taking any bad hits? Not necessarily beatings, but you know, folks in the cage not playing, and they trying to take your head off. You know, elbows and knees.
You know, knock on wood, man. I haven't had a bloodbath yet. You know what I'm saying? I try to take my coach's advice. He said, "Don't block with your face." You know what I'm saying?
Good
so
advice.
try to take my coach's advice, man, and you know, I keep my hands up. You know, I've been pretty good thus far about being defensively solid, so I don't take any bad blows, nothing devastating. Never had a bloodbath. You know, but you know, even if I did, you know, it wouldn't really bother me. You know, the reason, honestly, that I love fighting is because you get the chance to look your adversity dead in the eye and take it head on. And that's a strength that when you learn to do that and apply that to other areas of your life, that's a strength that makes you an undeniable force to be reckoned with. And the thing about it is that in the cage, when you do something like that, you start to think fast because the results of error are quick in the cage. Yes. So if you make a mistake, you feel it fast. In life, if you make a mistake, you might not feel it till a week, a month, a year, or years later. So you learn to just take your challenges head on, look whatever adversity is staring you in the eye, dead back in the eye, no matter how nervous, no matter how whatever you are, and take the hits and push and find a way to win. And so, that's the thing I love about it. So even if it's a bloodbath, hey, life gives you bloodbaths sometimes. It's just not in the cage. So, I'd be willing to take it. My hand's still going to come out with them raised.
Okay, so before each fight, what do you do? What does Dameron do to prepare himself to go inside of the cage and go to war?
Train hard, man. There's no substitute. I think you told me before that you did some stuff at Irvin's, and he has this thing that hard work beats talent when talent refuses to work hard. You know what I mean? And so I work hard. I stay motivated. There are a few clips that are on YouTube that I just listen to repetitively over and over again, just to ingrain the mindset that I need to have when I get in the cage. And so if you ever come over my house or in the car with me, he's like, what is this dude listening to? But it's like my motivational clips just playing over and over again. This is a psyche that I need to have, that I embed in me. So amongst training hard, I do motivational clips, and that's about it.
Oh, man. That's wonderful.
Do you have any particular music that you like to, because we do a lot of support for the artists out there, new, established, coming up or whatever. You always see people with their beats on or whatever, and they jam and all. Do you particularly listen to something?
Yeah, there's a song that I normally listen to. It's typically my walkout song, and nobody really has heard of it, but it's called 300 Violins by George Quintero. But if you listen to it, man, it's powerful. It's really powerful. But also, I put that out here. I'll also put this out there. If any artists can make a fight song for me, that I can pretty much use as my brand, I'd be willing to, accept that and kind of be a promotion to each other. I've had some artists kind of, suggest some songs that they already had, but it was something they already had. I kind of want something that's, I want mine. So if somebody's willing to do that, then we can work together and make that happen.
I definitely hope that folks were listening just now, especially you artists who swear that you got fired. Dameron Kirby says he needs a fight song or come out song. You need to get in touch with the man, or get in touch with us, and we'll get in touch with him. But you heard it here.
Yeah, definitely, and it's surprising because I actually heard of 300 Violins. And it's amazing. It's like
it figures a gentleman would have heard of it.
Yes, sir.
Serene song.
Yes, sir.
Clears your mind, so your mind is clear going into that octagon. So I can imagine that. Right?
Yes, sir.
And like you said, very few people hear about that.
Yes, sir.
And like for me, strangely, one of my favorite artists, Michelle Cello.
Yeah.
Man, if I would have never turned you on,
I'm a fan.
Yeah, see,
I am a fan, my friend.
Yeah, so that might be some good music. Whatever can clear your mind, so when you go in, I know this is my focus.
Absolutely.
But man, so I'm definitely honored that you came in here. Sat down with Mass and showed the people, man, moving and shaking, MMA. Get sponsors, get money. It's never too many sponsors. There's always room for more bread.
Absolutely. And let me just give you guys a shout out, man. Appreciation for having me in here, for blessing me to be in your magazine. Much support to you guys. I'm looking forward to you guys doing big things as well. If anybody wants tickets, they can go to my Facebook page and just look up Dameron Kirby, Dameron. Kirby's Kirby, and you'll see the link to get tickets. So I definitely look forward to as many people coming out that feel like they can come out in this weather that's beyond cold. Mother Nature tripping right now, man. It's out of control.
For those that don't know, it's this Saturday, Pennsauken, New Jersey,
yes,
Event
indeed.
Center.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
exactly. If you
Bar and Grill, got to get the tickets. Get out there, support the brother.
Road trip,
Yes.
DMV, go support.
And it's actually for a good cause, because I was reading that the event is support of fighters against domestic abuse.
Yes, sir.
Oh, so tell us about that. How did that come about? Who's out?
Yeah, actually, the promoters of GPG are really good, man. They normally always have a strong cause on all of their cards, and this one is actually against domestic violence. So that's what they're promoting and putting out there, just getting more awareness. So yeah, definitely. Big ups to them for doing that, putting that on the map.
Definitely a worthy cause. All the more reason. You see the flyer up there. That's Dameron in action. Saturday, 7:00, Pennsauken, New Jersey. Get in your car, take the road trip. They say that DMV, for the most part, doesn't support themselves. I, for one, don't believe it. I know better. and now we got to show better.
And good thing is actually it's not deep in Jersey, so it's took the trip last week to get meds and CAT scans, EKGs, all that stuff. It's only about an hour 45 minutes, and then I went at like 7 a.m. when traffic should have been its highest. So it took about an hour 45 to get there. So it's not that far at all.
Less than 2 hours.
Okay, definitely.
Did how's the foot?
Oh, foot's good,
Well,
man.
does your opponent even know that there was an injury?
Not
Maybe
at
you
all.
really shouldn't say.
Not at all, man. It doesn't matter. It's healed up, man. I got good treatment. I got a couple of surgeries done. Took it easy. Getting it healed up. I was going in every 4 to 6 weeks, getting it checked up on, getting things done. Went through a bit of rehab, and so it's 100%. I'm ready to go. This fight is really special to me because it's to me it kind of stands for being able to overcome a lot of obstacles that I had to overcome to get here. I literally couldn't walk, couldn't run, I went from being a pro MMA fighter to I can't even walk, can't even stand on my foot. It's the worst break that doctors that he had ever seen personally. So, just overcoming that, and it's not even a year later, I'm back in, and working as hard as I am, as strong as I am, So it's a big fight for me, and I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, that's amazing, and it happens to the best of them, Anderson Silva.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But what makes a champion is how they bounce back. So
exactly.
Well, since Jamel threw it out there, Anderson and a few other people, how do you feel about other fighters? I mean, are there any that you I don't want to say necessarily look up to or emulate, but those whose fight you respect?
Hey, we just talked about it, man. Anderson Silva.
Okay.
Pound for pound, man. I think that dude's incredible. One of the best that we've ever seen. I think he's going to go down in history books. And I know there was a little bit of stuff that came out. Personally, I think that may have had to do with his rehab and recovery and things that they were giving him for that. And so, I really think it has something to do with that. His character says more. And but yeah, I mean, his movement, his striking ability, his pinpoint accuracy. I don't think anybody's ever been able to dominate like he has. I think the next force to be reckoned with is John Jones. So I'm looking forward to him continuing to tower as well. I've never really seen another fighter be able to adapt as well as he does to whatever his opponent brings to him. So that's probably next in line.
Do you have any special disciplines as far as Muay Thai, you grappling or?
Yeah, we got to work all that stuff, man. But yeah, you can't have a hole, brother.
I've seen a few fights with some guys that had, the ground and pound wasn't all the way there, or they weren't the best striker.
Yeah, and they got a ways to go too. Growing up, I took a few different styles. So Taekwondo, Hapkido, Okinawa, and Shunryu. And so those are the three styles that I took, when I was growing up. Once I got into MMA, my coach looked at me and he said, "Look, you need ground game. That's it. 80% of fights go hit the ground, and that's more than enough." And I had none. I mean, standing up, hey, let's go, man. Go to the ground. What are you doing? Get up, like you know what I mean. So I had to implement no-gi jiu-jitsu. Of course, wrestling, had to learn cage work, Muay Thai. And those are things that I drill day in and day out. So, yeah, I still have my base with me, but, forever evolving, learning all the arts that are the most dominant in MMA. And that's what I've been drilling for the past several years and continue to evolve in now.
Okay. And this thing coming up, the promoters, with the fella Big Mo from the Big Mo Show.
Yes.
How did you get involved with the whole acting thing, especially since you were training for a fight? I mean, how did that come about?
Yeah, we have mutual contacts, and so we linked up a couple of times, and he, Mo was more than welcome and invited me out to be a part of a lot of the things that he's involved with. So big up to him as well. I'm looking forward to doing more work with him. So far we've done a couple of shoots. He's looking at doing another movie. He involved me in in an award show and some other things. So
coming up March 1st.
Yeah,
more about that later.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's doing a lot of things, man. So yeah, he's definitely a shaker and mover, man. So looking for the things that he has involved in and being along with him on that.
I mean, more acting. I mean, or is this it for you?
Yeah, no, come on, man.
You want to be the next action hero?
Yeah, man. It's,
the next Wesley.
Yeah, just another stream, man. You know, I'm not. I didn't come to take sides. I came to take over, right? So yeah. Anything that I can get my hands on, get my hands in, and be a dominant force to be reckoned with, then I'm in. So.
Well, I'm glad we got this on tape because Movers the Shakers, this series. Hopefully, we'll begin shooting in March, and we might have to snatch Dameron up for a part. As long as he keeps his hands off people.
That might be my part, man. You know?
It could be. Could be.
Yes, indeed.
I got a curious question. You're under 6 feet. We're not going to, get all into exactly how tall you are.
I know.
Was there ever a time? Of course, because you did your research. You're supposed to. Even though I think they might have lied a little bit.
Yeah.
Was there ever a time when you had to, play the little guy, jumping on the big guy because he's your size, or I don't want to say little man's complex, but was that a problem?
Not really. I don't really have an ego, man, and that's one of the things about being a martial artist is it takes your ego away. You know what you're capable of. You train it in and day out, and you don't need to prove it to anybody. I know what I'm capable of, so I don't really have an ego. 5'9", I walk around about 187. People I train with, I train with 230, 250 pound guys, because I train people stronger than me because I have a habit of old habit of using my strength, and when I want to be working my technique. So I train with guys that are 60 plus pounds heavier than me to make sure that I can't use that to my advantage. So I know that if a guy has size on me, I mean, he can think it means something. I mean, good for him. I don't feel the need to prove it. I mean, if I have to defend myself, so be it. But otherwise, I never had to try to, prove that to anybody.
Okay. So when you look back at some of your old fights, and then you coming into this new fight, do you say to yourself, "Okay, I need to work here. I need to work there"?
Absolutely. And honestly, the biggest thing, actually, I won't say exactly what it is, being this close to my fight that I want to continue working on. But definitely, you look at your fights and you see what your weaknesses are, you see what your strengths are, and you continue to work on both. You know what I mean? Because your strength, that's your stamp. You know what I mean? That's you never shy away from your strength because that's what you're good at. But you definitely put another focus on your weaknesses as well. So you never stand still. In life you don't stand still. Even the human body, you're doing one or two things: you're growing or you're dying. That's it. Your life is never stagnant. And so the moment as a fighter is anything that you decide to stop growing and stop evolving, you're dying in whatever it is that you're doing. So, I'm always growing, brother.
And that's one of the definitions of a mover and shaker. I was always taught the sun doesn't stop shining. So a mover and shaker constantly shining, constantly grinding. And that's what it seems like you're doing.
Absolutely.
So I mean, what advice do you have for, especially the younger ones, because they're still moldable, and even maybe some older guys that want to get into MMA? You spoke about it earlier that there are a lot of gyms, some of which unfortunately are subpar. But for that young kid that is looking for an outlet, and maybe he's not into basketball or whatever, what advice does Dameron have for him or her, because they are definitely
definitely
some great female
absolutely
MMA fighters.
Absolutely. I definitely would look at MMA as an outlet. One of the biggest things that any martial arts really does is it gives you inner peace and a peace of mind. And once you have those two things, again, it takes away the ego. It takes away that extra energy that if you have like an anger in you, and sometimes you do, and honestly, I did. I mean, without going too much into my childhood, I went through quite a few things, and so I was angry. I was angry as hell. Okay. And so, that was an outlet. It was something I was able to let my frustration out, let my anger out, just have a release. You know what I mean? And so I think that's what MMA does. So anybody that that needs that outlet, that needs somewhere to put it, it's a good place. And the best thing about it is that it not only deals with you physically, it deals with you mentally. Because it's mental strength. Even in jiu-jitsu. You have to learn how to be in the worst position in the world, but keep your mind. Keep your cool. Still be able to function. Still be able to think. Somebody could be choking you, and your air's not even going to your head anymore. But you have to, in the midst of that distress, you got to be able to focus and find a way out. Find a way to proceed. Find a way to get out that position, advance to another position, and find a way to still win. And at the end of the day, that's what life does to you. Life is a combination of obstacle and opportunities. And you got to, sometimes it's more opportunities, sometimes it's more obstacles. It delivers the best of both. So you got to know that whichever side you're on, you got to know how to find the focus, no matter what the position is. Just like on the mats or in the cage, figure it out and find a way to win. And I think that's what it does. And anybody that is looking for that focus, MMA is the best thing for them. And obviously, I'm biased, but I'm going to say go to Evolve Academy. I mean, come on.
definitely.
Evolve Academy.
Frederick Road,
Silver
Rockville,
Spring,
Maryland.
Rockville.
And there's a lot that brag, you got Jeff Gordon, we're the best, champions, we're the best, but I heard a lot about Evolve. I'm biased, Team Lloyd Irvin, Coach Nyes, and Coach Mike BJ, but Evolve I know has a good school.
Man, I'm sticking up for all the wrestlers. Absolutely.
And I got to give a shout out to Coach Honeycutt when I started at Calvin MMA, freestyle street fight, and he teach you how to take that beating in the streets, not to get your brain stomped out in the club. So
there you go.
But like you said, the good thing about it is that discipline. You don't. A lot of the people who I know are in martial arts, they don't have road rage as much. They don't zap out on their bosses. A lot of things don't stress them because you got to learn to control that anger. And I'm glad that you saying that analogy. For the listeners out there who paid attention, he never said tap out when you're getting choked out.
That's right. There's no quit.
Different position.
That's right. There's no quit, man. There's no giving up. There's no quitting.
Yes.
Movers and shakers do not quit.
Not even a little bit.
Exactly.
But y'all right about that mental aspect because life is definitely a physical chess game.
Amen.
Again, my bias, being a chess fanatic, but it really is. Like you have to think, and with more than 64 squares. But you have to be thinking at all times, and sometimes you got to think for other people.
Hey man, we got to play chess one day, man.
Man, don't play with me. Hey, look,
man.
Chess with friends. How you want it?
Online. Yeah, I'm a chess guy too.
I have a board in the truck. I think I normally keep one with me.
Okay,
all
right.
Or we can draw. We can draw the
draw
squares.
You can draw the squares.
Hey, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of chess, man. Anything involving the art of war. Thinking steps ahead, and that's what life is. It's not just thinking about what happens tomorrow, but where we had 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, and working backwards, getting a plan to get to our destination. So, absolutely.
All right.
But once again, I'm looking at the time. It's time for that second segment to come in, and but definitely, we love this brother. Show some support. Me and Lynx are making road trip arrangements to be there.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Get some support.
Appreciate it, man.
Get some sponsors, some more money.
If it goes 2 rounds, I'm having him come back and explain to us why it lasted longer than he promised me it would.
Yeah, he did. Yes.
I want to see the first round because if we throw out support behind somebody, we want to see him excel and do the best. But nah, get the win. Even if it's on points, get the win. But I would like to see a knockdown.
Yeah. Or at least a submission in the first round. Make them submit.
Yeah, something like that. Tap out. Gotta go.
Yeah.
We definitely appreciate you coming down. And the snow is coming out there for those who don't know.
Yes.
I don't know if it stopped or not, but we definitely appreciate it. 2 days before the fight, we figured you got to get up there and get some rest.
Heading up there tomorrow. So weigh-ins at medium.
Safe journey. And we definitely appreciate you coming out with us. Got to get you back when we had the Big Mo show on and the promoters or whatever. And like I say, man, the best to you. Definitely appreciate you.
Not a problem.
That's probably about all you can see there, the hand.
Appreciate you guys having me out, man. And again,
pleasure.
much success to you guys in the magazine coming out. I'm looking forward to that.
Definitely. It's a pleasure. Always a pleasure. So.
Absolutely. And with that, what we're going to do is we're going to slide off into a few folks that are featured in Mass Magazine's first issue coming out next week. Music from folks that are really on a grind. And this is not everybody. We can only play so many. But we got a triple play coming up for you. We hope you enjoy it. Shouts out and big love to my man Lil Jack and them. and my man Trey, Rough Drafts, down there in Atlanta doing this thing. DC's own, but he down there now like a lot of folks. We got something coming up from him. My man MI from 6 to 6 Records with that right moment. If you love hip hop, and I emphasize hip hop, you're gonna love that too. So sit back, crank it up, and enjoy.
All right.
And a good evening. Whether you are at work, out driving, or chilling at home, whether you are booed up or alone, each and every one of you are invited to come join me inside the Midnight Moon.
How are you, Miss
Washington.
Miss Washington? Sorry, I knew that. I'm Detective Jackson.
Your passionate moan lets me know your pinnacle is reached. Coldest motions remain slow. Penetration is deep. You clench sheets as we swept from the intense heat of our love making. You love shaking from the orgasmic climax is stimulated by interval sensations, carefully placed by response to your bodily indications that say touch me like this. Then you enjoy elation. You reciprocate by gyrating to draw me in. My fingers join your fingers, interlocked within, and then we both clench the satin, creating soothing rhythmic sounds of thunderclapping as my downward stroke connects with your steatopygia, being thrust backwards until uncontrolled muscle contractions cause us to release and let love flow, changing positions to engage in a late night cuddle, a late night hold, a sensual, sexual experience we refer to and acknowledge as a midnight moan.
Back with Mass Radio's second segment of the night, and that is the Midnight Moan. You just heard a spoken word poem from yours truly, which is entitled Midnight Moan, also one from Lynx. We have a very important topic to discuss, ladies and gentlemen, and that is the topic of foreplay. Is it overrated?
Is it necessary?
Is it necessary? Do women view it differently from men in terms of the importance of it? So we definitely, right now, is 2-0 in favor of the men in terms of how foreplay is perceived. That's my view and Lynx's view. However, we do have, as you see, you can make contact, call in, email, hit us up on Facebook, hit us up on Twitter. Ladies, let us know how you view foreplay. For the man, foreplay basically being stimulation. It ain't hard for us. Walking the room with a thong on, we ready to go.
Man, speak for yourself. Speak for yourself. You have to be able to. They say that men are always physical, but nah, man. You gotta come with something better.
You can't be just an outright airhead.
Because anybody can go to Victoria's Secrets and grab some lingerie or whatever, and that's not gonna do it.
Not if you're not.
I told you I'm a chess player. We don't. Come on, man.
Not if you're not built for Victoria's Secret.
Oh, everybody gets in, whether they built for it or not.
Yeah, but is foreplay overrated? Do you think it's
I don't think it's overrated. I think it's people don't know what they're doing. And we know that Valentine's Day just went over the weekend. So all you once a year romantics, males and females who went and got your little Kama Sutra books and broke out all the tricks and You got 364 more days. So what you gonna do with yourself?
I mean, you know, they say metaphysical, like you say, they say metaphysical, but you know, one of the rules I learned in relationships is you have to listen to your partner. You know, my wife always tells me, you know, baby, you need to understand my love language. You know, so foreplay is important. It's predominantly to stimulate your woman. Speaking to the men, to stimulate your woman, you gotta get to her mind. You gotta stimulate her mind. Likewise, women. Men are physical, but at the same time, you have to stimulate his mind. You have to, you know.
I mean, I'm saying we can go to a strip club and in the physical, you know, that eye popping thing, you know, that's only gonna get you so far.
Right.
You know, I mean, depending on what type of dude you are. Some dudes like, you know, dumb females, and vice versa. I mean,
yeah. So it has to be. Well, wifey is saying more energy from both parties. But one thing I will say is, when do you start? See, most people wait till, you know, they have that moment when they're about to engage in that act. What foreplay is, to me, is throughout the entire course of the day. From the time, you know, your partner wake up in the morning, you setting that that momentum.
man, sometimes it's 2-3 days in advance.
Yeah.
I mean, if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, if you know what you're doing. But you know, me, I can't speak for every man, but for those with big egos, they feel like, man, you can't tell me nothing. She can't. I know what I'm doing, but.
Man, well, I mean, some people look at it like an MMA fight, ground and pound.
Yeah.
You know, let's go get it over. You see, we start talking about midnight moan matters and foreplay and such, and Dameron took off.
Right. Yeah,
but it would be nice to know. Unfortunately, our other gender guest did not show up this evening for this episode.
Yes.
But normally, Midnight Moan will feature Jamel and myself, along with a few female guests who will help represent the other side, because we're not going to do it.
Like I said, it's I'm not going to say that, you know, I'm not going to be objective in the matter, because, like I said, you know, I understand that position. I understand, like, just having that connection with a woman where talking with her and listening to her, you come to understand the importance of foreplay, to understand that it's not overrated. Oftentimes it's downplayed. You know, people don't engage into it as much. And when I say people, mostly it's the younger ones. Like you say, the ground and pound is the, you know, who women call the 2-minute brothers or what so have you.
A poor representation of the male species, but
you know. But for those who are experienced, who have been around, who are chess players, who know to take their time, they know, you know, the importance of stimulating the mind. You know, mind over matter. If the body is the physical matter, then you got to stimulate the mind and take that over.
Oh, without a doubt, absolutely. And just for the record, foreplay done right can be orgasmic without even having to touch it.
Very. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put in a plug and a suggestion. This book right here, if you all can see this is a Fonte publishing book. It's called 7 Days. It's by my man D. Allo, Fonte's CEO. Read it.
I would suggest it.
Some suggestions on foreplay, some things that, man, I done heard a lot of things, but there's some things in here I've never heard of.
And it's probably one of the only books that has been verified to be orgasmic. Literally.
Yes, definitely do that.
Available wherever books are sold. You know, of course, you can get it on Amazon. Matter of fact, it's available now, 99 cents. Digital download, ebook, whatever.
But I dare many of you gentlemen, the ones who think they know what they're doing, or you may know what you're doing, but talk with your partner. Ask them about this topic. Ask them about foreplay. Ask them if there's something that they desire that you don't do, and see what your response is. Be open to it.
Without a doubt.
You know, so on that note, we're gonna get ready to wrap our show up, but we have a few plugs that we have to do.
And we're gonna drop those videos on you that we promised you earlier.
Yes.
Again, my man Lil Jack, I hope you listening. Trey, I hope you listening. 6 to 6, the whole family, I hope you listening. Everybody that tuned in with us tonight, you know, we appreciate you. And those that didn't, we'll catch you next week or the week after because we're gonna be here. And just so you know, we grind for everybody that's on their grind. We go to bat for everybody that's on their grind. Get with the movers and shakers, and that's what's up.
Get with us. You know, like I said, you know, movers and shakers, Fonte. If you don't know Fonte, Fantae, it stands for from almost nothing to almost everything.
Almost.
You know, so with that note, we're going to take y'all to these videos. Hope you enjoy it. We thank you for joining us on our debut and hope to catch you next week.
Bones. That shit like Ricky in them jeans, man. That's that D's one. Somebody call Ralph the Rich, tell him I murdered this shit. Yeah. No, you already got the knobs and shit already tweeted up. I'm ready. Yeah, man. Hey, bring the camera through, man. Huh? Yeah, Ralph the Rich, you know I got this. You the beat like coke in the Pyrex. Don't expect nothing more, nothing less. So fuck it, I'm killing these niggas, my topic. For my niggas smoking that tropic. Bad bitches looking exotic. I'm a hood nigga talking all the way street shit. If I said it, means that I got it. Rich dope niggas talking about they running out of packs. That there must mean that's a missile on the smack. Tell them laugh now, cry later. Fuck these niggas, get paper. Man, niggas chasing their old bitch. Nigga, wait till you see my new shit. Head crack, I'm like 4, 5, 6, so I might come through 3, call them trips. Work. Best believe these little niggas gon' get that. Put the city on my back like a fresh new tag. For my niggas in the hood, dark cups of that yak. I'm just like y'all, take the same falls, cry the same tears, make the same jail calls. Started from an 8-ball, play ball, dreams of an 8 as a teen, ain't shit down, okay y'all. I done been to shootouts, robbed niggas, did jail time, so anything I can move out. I ain't saying that I'm proud of it, but if anything, I done learned from it. Shots out to myself, I done came in this game with little to none help. Where the fuck was you at when I was doing time? You ain't even throw T-necks on the line. Now nigga ask me straight, throw 'em something. Sitting around hand out like I own something. Ain't a whole lot of rap, I'ma tell you the same way I tell these bitches. Yeah, boy, work. Gotta bounce back like if I ain't never left. Where you from? What you say? Shit, that ain't on the map. Point blank with the bill, yeah, I can do that. Old heads love me, said I move like the 80s. Back as a youngin' niggas know they had to pay me. Give a nigga 20, tell him bring me back 80. Gift of the gab, my hustle game crazy. And you try to talk about my life, without me you couldn't even come through the heights. 1-5 alumni, huh? Y'all wanna talk? I go harder, that's all. Ain't too many out that's fucking with me, and I ain't cutting no cards. They said act like a nigga really owe me something, well I came to get what I charge. Can't take no more overload. If you copy that, say 10-4. Baltimore, I got this. DC, I got this. VA, I got this. Whole DMV, I got this. Baltimore, I got this. DC, I got this. VA, I got this. Whole DMV, I got this. Can't live without hearing rumors. They thinking shit and consuming. They don't know what it's really like sitting on that block and that garbage just ain't moving. They locking niggas up left and right. Rent doing all means, I'ma get it tonight. And this pretty little thing keep texting my phone. Had to tell her shorty you tripping. Trust more what I see and less what I heard. Nowadays these niggas don't live by their word. I stand by code, I'ma live by that. I don't know nothing other way they do that at. I can't chill. These crackers wanna hang me like I'm Emmett Till. Trying to uplift every nigga around me. Rather good advice or cocaine. Block parties where we feed the fiends. We don't wake them out and when we see them nod. Yeah, I lost hope, but I'm motivated. That hood shit, my salvation. You can case search, we see the story real. Been a long journey in a short time. Even though I'm hurting, I'm still fine. What's a goon to you, an average nigga to me? Ain't too much I ain't seen all through these streets. Come through for that profit. These hood bitches, they know what's up, so you know them bitches be watching. How DC on that go-go, made a bitch sit down on my love boat. How DC on that go-go, made a bitch sit down on my love boat. Y'all wanna talk? I go harder, that's all. Ain't too many out that's fucking with me, and I ain't cutting no cards. No, they said act like a nigga really owe me something, well I came to get what I charge. Can't take no more overload. If you copy that, say 10-4. Baltimore, I got this. DC, I got this. VA, I got this. Whole DMV, I got this. Baltimore, I got this. DC, I got this. VA, I got this. Whole DMV, I got this. I got it.
self-control, bro, why you irate? I'm just trying to be nice, man. Lame, same games, should've stayed in the right lane. Get your life, M. I was like, yeah, it was about getting bread, I was right there. And what you do when your dreams turn to nightmares, and all your favorite people only see them on Skype now. Chill, yo, stay focused. Most of these haters just hating from the sofa. And you've been on the grind 6 to 6 for years now. Year round, all your real friends that was down still round. Why would you worry about the other ones? They the ones that treat friends like bubblegum. Always told you M, should've never with them. Take cover, man, here comes another one. Man, these days are looking right for me. I'm trying to save a little life for the night, homie. I was sitting at the top, it was quite lonely. Had to give up the spot for the right moment. Right moment. Right moment. And this shift needs 6 gears. Here, as long as my accomplishment list is, you would think they'd acknowledge the knowledge, the jewels, but these fools rather listen to nonsense. It's all good, I gotta live with my conscience. Things that I did in my past, I think about it. I got work to do, you know M, he gotta win, I'm going in like it's a curfew. Something about losing don't feel right. Every day ain't the greatest, but it's still life. Sometimes it don't pay to think twice, and every elevator won't bring you up. Ask Ray Rice. I ain't sitting still, he's still sitting in his windowsill. I'm out in Baton with my man Phil. Funny shit, this shit's real. I get chills when I think about them Swiss hills. Man, these days are looking right for me. I'm trying to save a little life for the night, homie. I was sitting at the top, it was quite lonely. Had to give up the spot for the right moment. Right moment. It's okay, I'm a grown man. Walk alone, we ain't gotta hold hands. To stand alone, that's the whole plan. Hands in the air if you know what I'm saying. Man, shit, I just can't quit. That shit, my flows fit tighter than spandex. Chill, mine, take a Xanax. You can wear yoga pants and Air Max. Pull your hair back, get comfortable. X to the next, know I still got love for you. I'm on a self mission, gotta do me. Say commitment, start sweating like Hell's Kitchen. You gotta know fate's well written, no mistakes. So don't waste time asking why I'm still spitting. Especially if you never listen. I ain't tripping, only take what's given in these. Man, these days are looking right for me. I'm trying to save a little life for the night, homie. I was sitting at the top, it was quite lonely. Had to give up the spot for the right moment. Right moment.
Everything I own is up in boxes and them trash bags. Got my socks and my boxes in them. My tank top, sweatpants, shirts, and denim. It's a lot, but I'ma try to fit them in your whole closet. And off tops, I appreciate it. Staying at your spot, and I can't help you with the rent, cause I ain't got it. But I'ma try to clean the kitchen and shit. So I won't hear nobody say you ain't contributing shit. And ever since I can remember living like this since we was kids, back and forth to different residences. But don't get it twisted, it ain't my mother's fault. We had to bounce around, cause every time my father drank, him and my mother fought. So we house to house, couch to couch, shelter to shelter, while mama trying to get herself together. Now I'm trying to get myself together. I ain't gonna need your help forever. I don't like sleeping on leather, I just need to stack some cheddar. But till then, hey listen dawg, paper tight right now. And I ain't even got no place to lay down. On my homeboy's couch, let me sleep out on the couch right now. I try to help out when the bills come around. On my homeboy's couch, I'ma get back on my feet somehow. Might be some months, maybe some weeks from now. I'm on my homeboy's couch, can't even sleep, Joe, shit deep right now. I say a prayer right before I lay down. On my homeboy's couch, man, I ain't trying to inconvenience nobody. That's why I stay gone, wake up and take a shower in the mountain. Even if I ain't got shit to do, I'm riding through apartments, saying that's where I be living soon. Damn, I can't even bring no bitches through. They don't wanna take their clothes off, scared somebody gonna walk up in the living room. But I ain't tripping, Joe, it ain't gonna be like this forever. The quicker that I get my shit together, then the quicker I be dipping to my own shit. And nigga, it's whatever if you need a couch to call home. Shit, we all been there. Dedicate this to all my dogs that been there when there wasn't nowhere else to go. Hey dog, you know you can sleep here. I appreciate it, Joe, I'm fucked up, dog. I don't know what's happening, I just been having tough luck, dog. But I'ma get it back again, man, this too shall pass. I'm laying down, trying to think of a plan on my homeboy couch. Hey, listen, dog, paper tight right now, and I ain't even got no place to lay down. On my homeboy's couch, let me sleep out on the couch for right now. I try to help out when the bills come round. On my homeboy's couch, I'ma get back on my feet somehow. Might be some months, maybe some weeks from now. I'm on my homeboy's couch, can't even sleep, Joe, shit deep right now. I say a prayer right before I lay down. On my homeboy's couch, sick of waking up and folding this blanket up. Unfamiliar faces in and out, and I gotta say what's up. Since a nigga sleeping on the couch, they ain't got no place to sit. So I gotta get up off the couch to make some space for them. If this was my house, they wouldn't be here. Cause this ain't my house and this ain't my couch. I don't control it, I just sleep here. Dreaming about my king-size bed that's up in storage. Waiting for the day I can afford to go get all of my belongings and put them back where they belong, in my apartment. Cause we starting to irritate each other, beefing over small shit. Cause he need his space like I need mine. Getting tired of seeing each other faces all of the time. Just need a little more time so I can finish my mission. That's my nigga, my intention ain't to risk our friendship. And finally, I got the keys to my own front door. Come to the storage with me, dog, and help me move off your couch, homeboy. Hey, listen, dog, paper tight right now, but I ain't even got no place to lay down. On my homeboy's couch, let me sleep out on the couch for right now. I try to help out when the bills come round. On my homeboy's couch, I'ma get back on my feet somehow. Might be some months, maybe some weeks from now. I'm on my homeboy's couch, can't even sleep, Joe, shit deep right now. I say a prayer right before I lay down. On my homeboy's couch. Hey, listen, dog, money tight right now, but I ain't even got no place to lay down. On my homeboy's couch, just let me sleep out on the couch for right now. I try to help out when the bills come round. On my homeboy's couch.